Imagine navigating the treacherous waters of teenage fashion choices while living under the constant scrutiny of the world. That's precisely what Michelle Obama faced while raising her daughters, Sasha and Malia, in the White House. But how did she balance their desire for self-expression with the demands of presidential protocol? The answer, it turns out, lies in a carefully negotiated deal. Michelle Obama recently opened up about the unique challenges of parenting teenage girls, Malia and Sasha, in the White House spotlight. When Barack Obama became president in January 2009, Malia was just 10 and Sasha only 7. These crucial formative years, usually spent figuring out who you are and what you like, played out on a global stage. The sisters are now known for their distinctive fashion sensibilities. Malia favors a chic, street-style aesthetic with classic cuts and relaxed silhouettes, while Sasha often opts for effortlessly cool and earthy ensembles. But here's where it gets controversial. How much should the children of political figures be expected to conform to public expectations, especially when it comes to something as personal as their clothing? Michelle revealed that even as teenagers, her daughters were developing their own personal styles. However, the Obamas had to strike a delicate balance between allowing their children to lead normal lives and adhering to the strict protocols associated with the White House. Kids, growing up, have their own style, Michelle explained. And what's in for a 13-year-old is not acceptable. Walking down the staircase of Air Force One to a formal greet with President Medvedev, right? There's protocol that is different. And so they knew that. This meant that while the girls had some freedom in their everyday lives, public appearances required a different approach. Michelle's new style book, The Look, created in collaboration with her longtime stylist Meredith Coupe, will likely delve deeper into this balancing act. We had a deal, Michelle told People magazine. When they did things with us, the deal was, you work with Meredith when you were dressing for public events. What I didn't want them to be is part of the negative cycle of what were they wearing, and how dare they wear that. There'd be smoke coming from my little girls, and it's like, you don't want the smoke, just put the sweater on. In essence, the deal was a compromise. Some control over their public image in exchange for avoiding unnecessary criticism and media attention. And this is the part most people miss. It wasn't just about appearances. It was about protecting her daughters from the often harsh judgment of the public eye. Despite the agreement, Michelle admitted that the girls still tested the boundaries. Meredith would sit down with them and have conversations about what they liked. And she had those fights with them about, no, pull that down. That hem is going to be a little bit longer. These disagreements, however, were often the same classic fashion-related arguments that parents everywhere experience with their teenage children. More often than not, the girls weren't even that interested in the events or public appearances their parents were attending. Like any parents of teenagers, a lot of times you're like, oh, you're gonna wear that out? Barack would be like, those shorts seem really short. And I was like, don't say anything. Let them cook. Let them learn, she revealed. This highlights the universal experience of parenting teenagers, regardless of their family's position. Almost a decade has passed since the Obamas left the White House, and Malia and Sasha have carved their own paths. Malia interned at the Weinstein Company in New York City before attending Harvard University, where she graduated in 2021. She then moved to Los Angeles to pursue a career in filmmaking and writing, working on Donald Glover's Swarm and directing the short film The Heart under the name Malia Ann. Sasha graduated high school 2 years after her sister and initially studied at the University of Michigan before transferring to the University of Southern California in 2021 to be closer to Malia. She graduated with a degree in sociology in 2023. While Sasha's name once appeared in the credits of the TV series Couples Therapy, leading some to believe she would follow her sister into entertainment. She has since returned to school and is reportedly pursuing a master's degree. This demonstrates that success takes many forms and is not limited to one path. During an appearance on the Jennifer Hudson show, Michelle proudly shared, "They are amazing. Sasha is in school. Malia has a budding career in film. They are smart, they're funny, they're wise in their own ways, and I love spending time with them. This showcases the genuine pride and love Michelle has for her daughters, who have successfully navigated their unique upbringing and forged their own identities. What do you think? Should children of political figures have more or less freedom to express themselves through fashion? Or is it simply a matter of finding a balance between personal style and public expectations? Share your thoughts in the comments below.